The Ekamove is connected to the control unit using a number of leads. You have the mains lead, which goes through to the electric point. You have the sensor lead that's connected to the sensors on the air chambers, and you have the air leads labelled left and right. All the connections are underneath the unit, so they can't be tampered with easily. To turn the unit on, just press the on-off switch, which is based underneath the unit here. To turn the Ekamove control unit on, switch the button underneath the unit to the on position. Along the screen you will see the word Ekamove and the version number that you have, in this case version 3.37. You'll then see a percentage statistic which tells you how much memory is left on the memory card. The next thing you see is the word empty, and this means the control unit is emptying air from the airbags to calibrate the system. It needs to be calibrated to ensure that when you start the movement, the airbags are completely empty and so flat and at 0 degrees. The system will continue to empty for about 5 minutes, and the word empty flashes across the screen while that happens. If you know the system is already empty, you can override this by pressing the stop button. It clicks, and then it will show Cal, which means it's been calibrated, and then it rests back on the last program that you used, which in this case was LNR at 30 degrees. So to select the program you want, you hold down the program button and then just scroll through the arrows up and right depending on the program that you want to choose. The first one we see displayed here is LNR, which is left, neutral and right. So you're raising a patient to the left, then taking them to a neutral position and then raising them to the right. You then have LR, which is just left and right, taking out the neutral position completely. L and N, which is left and neutral, taking out the right position completely. R and N, which is right and neutral, taking out the left position completely. And finally, we have our program 5, which is for your patients who have more specialist needs. We're going to go back up to LNR, and I'm going to show you how to program that element. When using programming buttons, always make sure you hold 2 keys down at the same time. So when you're choosing a program, you hold down the program key and then your arrow keys at the same time. Also, when you're setting an angle, you press the angle button and the arrow down at the same time. The reason you're holding 2 buttons down at the same time is a safety feature. It's to stop children or cleaners maybe knocking buttons as they're moving past the machine and setting something off that they shouldn't. So in this program, we're going to set the left and right angle to the degree that you require. It will be the same on both sides. So to set an angle, you hold the angle button down and then press the arrows to the angle that you want. We'd always suggest that you do a visual check of what each of these angles look like before you select the one that you actually want to take. So it's angle and arrows up and down. So for this occasion, we're going to set it at 20 degrees. So we're now going to set our dwell times. This means how long somebody's going to be resting when they get to the angle of choice on the left-hand side, the right-hand side, and when they're lying flat. So as you did with the angle, you press down the time and you choose how long you want. It's set in 10-minute increments, going up 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 minutes, depending on what you require. For this demonstration, I'm going to just set it at 10 minutes. The Ekamove is now set. We can see that we're going to be taking it up to 20 degrees, and we've set it for a 10-minute dwell time. So all you need to do now is start the system. So you hold down the start button. You have to hold it down for about 2 seconds. It's quite a long wait, but you'll hear it click and you're ready to go. As the left-hand side starts to inflate, you'll see the L flashing in the screen, which means you know that the left-hand side is now inflating. On the right-hand side of the screen, you'll see the angle that you've achieved. So we've just set it running and it's now on 2 degrees. If you were inflating to 30 degrees, it would take the unit around about 6 minutes to get to full height, depending on the weight of the patient. If you set the system off and running and a colleague wants to know what angle you've set it at, you just press the angle button and you'll see angle 20 comes up and you can see what level it's been set at. And you can also check the dwell times by just clicking on the time and you'll see time 10 minutes. Once we have reached optimum level, so in this case it was 20 degrees, you'll hear the system click and then it will show the dwell time that you have left. So we've set this to a 10-minute dwell time and at the moment it's showing 10. Once the dwell time has completed, you will hear the machine restart and a minus sign will appear in the screen. The air chamber will now deflate back down to a neutral position. You'll then see a wait message on the screen, which is just while the system transitions from deflating to neutral. As it counts down 9, 8, 7, 6, etc., you will see the dwell time diminish. Once the dwell time has finished, the system will automatically start inflating the right hand side and the process starts again. Using the LRP program is for patients with more complex needs who may require varying pressure relief on different areas of their body. For example, you may want to raise them to 15 degrees for 2 hours on the left, but 25 degrees and 10 minutes on the right. This is a decision that is most likely to be made by a TBN or healthcare professional. So this is how you program Program 5. First of all, hold down the prog button and you'll see the L begin to flash. You'll see the P5 has disappeared and you're now ready to program the angle for the left hand side. So as usual, press down angle and then choose the angle you require for your patient. Once you've done that, you press the time button and press the time that you require for your patient. As you can see, that's going up in 10-minute intervals. Once that's complete, you press program and the end begins to flash. You then set the time that you require your patient to be laying flat. So we're just going to say 20 minutes. You then press the program button again and the R will begin to flash. And once again, you're setting the angle. So let's go up to 25 on this one. And the time. So we're now going to program the right hand side, so press the prog button until the R flashes. First of all, we'll set the angle and we're going to go down to 15 degrees and we're going to set the time, which will go down to 10 minutes. Once that's done, you're ready, you press stop and your program is ready to start. Once you've started the system, you can leave it to run for as long as you need to. However, if you have a patient who needs some personal care and you need to stop the system, it's very easy to do. Just press the stop button and you'll hear the click and the machine will begin to empty to take the patient back down to a neutral position. You will then see wait on the screen, which shows the system is transitioning from the deflate to the neutral position. Once neutral position is achieved, you will see the program displayed in the screen. You can then attend to personal care needs before restarting. Once personal care has been completed, just press the start button to set the system off again.